Right. So how do you know that you have limiting beliefs? And this is important that you identify, because the first step for growth, the first step for change, you need to become conscious of these limiting beliefs. It's kind of like when the Israelites left, according to the Bible, left Egypt to move into the land of Canaan, the land of milk and honey. And a lot of them, the first generation of them, couldn't enter into the promised land. Should you try to consistently sell your services with content? If you know me well enough, you know the answer to that. And my answer is yes. There is value in selling. This thing around not selling all the time is a fallacy that is going to keep you broke. You can create content that sells and still provides value and nurtures your audience at the same time. It doesn't need to be one or the other. You can have it all. You can have it do it all with your pieces of content. And that is what we teach you within the 3 layers content system, because your content as a small business is a sales tool, and you need to get with the program when it comes to that, because your content is actually how the sales conversation starts. Think about it. How do you make purchasing decision nowadays? 70% of the time, for most people, we make purchasing decisions through the internet. We get on the internet, start looking for something, and then sell ourselves on that, and we then buy. Why do you think that for your business it should be different? It shouldn't. So use your content to pre-sell your audience, and you will thank me later. Why creating content is an important part of bringing in clients into your coaching, course creation, or online service business. The simple reason is what you are selling is not tangible. I cannot go into the store and buy it like this and know that I am getting it. The reason why you produce content in order to get clients is because people are going to go off on what they know when it comes to buying these kind of services. And when you produce content, you let them know that you're not only knowledgeable about what you are talking about, that you are an authority in what you in your sector, in your industry, and that investing in you, with you, will not be a mistake, because they will be enlisting the help of an expert. Because here's the thing, people buy to either save time, energy, or money, or make more money. These are usually the reasons why people buy. And when you create content, you allow people to have something tangible in their mind that allows them to trust that you know what you're talking about and that you will be able to help them. So you must be wondering now, Tanya, what? So I can make money creating a business online, creating a personal brand. So how do I do that? So you basically have 4 business models that you can leverage. The first one is done with you, which is usually coaching and mentoring, which you can do it with the client. You can do it with the client along with them and walk them through a process. The second one is do it yourself, which is usually you creating a course and giving it to them to consume, to help them along on a journey. 3 is do it for you, where you offer a service and to people and they buy it from you. And the final one is a subscription model, where people pay you a monthly nominal number of money that can help you make a substantial amount of money. So you maybe meet with them once a month or once a week. So this is the final installment on the series of making money online as a content creator and YouTuber. And if you want to know more how you can do that, head over to my channel via the link in the bio, subscribe, and I drop a video weekly, at least minimum of 2, that aims to give you insight on how you can build a business, a coaching and consulting business, and even a course creation business? So an interesting question I got stemming from my last post around being a content creator is what type of branding should one undertake if you want to be a content creator that wants to leverage your content to create a business. So there are essentially three types of personal branding that you can do online. One is that of an influencer, the second one is that of an expert, and the third one is that of a thought leader. And that depends on your positioning. This is why you need to be aware of what you want to be established as and recognized as, and then create your strategy from that. So an interesting question that came in from my recently completed series on being a content creator on YouTube and making money from it is that whether one can make that tremendous amount of money, close to R1 million, not being a huge influencer. And the answer is yes. If you look at it, R1 million currently is around $60,000, and the average copywriter retainer is around $750 to $1,000 per month. Now, if you are on retainer for a brand and your retainer is $1,000 and you sign a 1-year contract for 5 clients, you are going to be making $60,000 and you are going to get to R1 million plus, which is $60,000. So it's literally just 5 clients. And if you're wondering, do I need to be a journalist? Do I have to be trained? Do I have to have a degree? I taught myself copywriting. That's how I've had to do a whole lot of mindset shift. So when I start thinking that, Tanya, you will screw up, I actually start looking at the facts. Tanya, you will not screw up because you've been doing this for a long time. You've been speaking about this. You share about you pay close attention, you will see 2 whys, and this is the reality of all successful businesses. You will have 2 why. You have your personal why, which is the one that your why. Maybe you just want more time, freedom to travel more. Maybe you want more time, freedom to retire your husband. Maybe you want more money to do ABCD. That's your personal why. But when you're creating your business, it cannot stay at just your personal why. Because if it stays at just your personal why, you have struggles in order to grow it and scale it to high figures. Because in order to create high income months, you cannot do it just for you. So I got a question recently in my email about how can one make themselves available for premium clients, high ticket clients, if they are new in the field. Now, here's something that I actually find quite interesting. A lot of times when coaches come into the field, they seem to think that they are new. The reality is you are not. You may be new to creating your own offers and selling it for yourself, but you are not new as an expert. So the only way you actually make yourself available for a premium high-paying client is that you need to give yourself permission to raise your rates and raise what you are available for. So I've been hearing a whole lot of talk around what it is to embody your next level, to manifest and create the business that you want. Now, a lot of times I don't really address these except in my paid program, but I'm going to share something with you because a whole lot of information is being shared out there and you may have gotten the wrong end of the stick. So what it is to embody in order to create a business that you want. Embodiment is simply the art of being before you become. So you learn to be. So you're trying to be a 6-figure online business entrepreneur and online coach. You need to be before you become. So you need to start reasoning and making decisions as a 6-figure online business entrepreneur or coach prior to you actually becoming. Because by being, you are able to create and become. So how do I ensure that you get consistent clients for your business using content? This was an interesting conversation, an interesting question I got in the DMs, which I love getting the DMs. So if you have a question for me, drop me a DM. And the most important thing is that you want to have open conversations with people that are ready to buy today, but also with people that will be ready to buy tomorrow. What do I mean? In your audience right now, only 3% are ready to buy right now. The other 97% are not yet ready. And within the 97%, some of them don't even know that they have a problem. So you want to create content that will not only speak to people that are ready to buy today, but people that will be ready to buy tomorrow and people that will be ready to buy a year from now. And that is how you create consistent clients in your business. When you leverage positioning as a key levers to attracting clients, you are showing up as the best possible option for your clients. And that's what you want to do. You want to be the choice, because if everything is held constant and everybody looks the same and everything looks the same, irrespective of the fact that you will do a better job than company A, company B, or company C, because we all look the same, in the customer or the prospect's mind, we are all reduced to the same thing. And what will happen is that the prospect will pick the cheapest option offered. So this is one of the things that is often referred to as capturing demand. And this is unfortunately where most companies and most marketers focus their entire marketing campaigns and their marketing efforts to trying to capture demand. And how we often buy is problem, category of the problem, then service provider. I'm hungry. That's my problem. Right now, I'm hungry. That's my problem. What is the category? I need food. I need to feed myself. Then I start thinking about everything else that I don't want to do, which is I don't want to cook, I don't want to do this, I don't want that. I want to order some food in. Now, I start looking at where can I order. Immediately what comes to mind? Uber Eats. Or if you are in South Africa, Mr. Delivery. Why? Because they have positioned themselves as the solution for this exact problem. People have become sensitized to marketing, especially on social media. And because there's such a lot of supply, a lot of people offering similar services, what do? They ignore and they tune people out. So you understanding how to create demand actually will help you stand out in a sea of sameness and will actually have people pay attention to you so you can actually sell and market what you have to offer, because at the end of the day, we know that is what you are in business for. So this is why you need to learn how to create demand, not just capture demand, because the current marketing playbook that is being taught online or being even taught by your regular coach and guru actually keeps pushing the agenda of you capturing demand, which is the people that are ready to buy right now. But now, if you don't have a play to actually create your own demand and create your own clients from the other 97% that are not yet in the market, you are at the mercy of the law of supply and demand. So this is what I want you to focus on when you are thinking about this. So if you are struggling with revenue, focus on sales, try to establish product market fit, and try to see how you can implement a direct response marketing campaign that will help you establish product market fit. Now, if you are also struggling with sales, depending on where you are in the journey, and probably you have product market fit, but you are not getting enough sales opportunities into your pipeline, then that means that we need to amplify the marketing. Somewhere along the line, your marketing is broken. That is often what you need to think about. So what am I currently learning? I'm really learning about becoming a CEO. I'm really looking at, structure, like structuring my business. What is the structure? And I'm not talking about the structure of, you have this department, but the structure of what would be necessary if since I am planning an exit in the future. Like, what will be the structure? What do I need to take into account that will allow for an acquisition to be smooth and transition easily? What are the assets that I need to have incorporated in the business that will allow the exit to make it more financially rewarding? So those are some of the things that I'm working on in the back scene, so that I know that in 5 years or 10 years, the time I have put building this business is. It's interesting to see how there is not enough conversations around being a CEO in your business, and as much as they are conversations about how much money we are making, how much this and that. And I think that there's a lot of hypocrisy on our hand as entrepreneurs, especially if you're in the consulting coaching space. We need to actually start talking about certain realities and certain things that actually needs to be accounted for the fact that we can't just be selling the dream of having a business and making money, all this money, blah, 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 and not actually sharing the behind the scenes of the reality of being an entrepreneur, of the learning and unlearning, the different things that you have to start doing in your business. Come on. Can we talk about the fact that most of us don't know how to be CEOs? Can we talk about the fact that most of us actually don't even know how to manage our own money? Can we have a discussion about the fact that we don't know how to hire? We have to learn that your time is not equitable to the value of the service that you offer. We have to learn boundaries in our own personal lives, as in, I don't have to work all the time. I don't have to answer my messages immediately that I get a message from a client if it's after hours. Can we talk about certain things that actually happens with running a business? Can we talk about the fact that there are slowdowns in the economy that actually affects all of us, and it has nothing to do with the fact that you are in an online business and you are not going to be affected? Can we have these real conversations? So it's not always going to be when like joys and beautiful and you're gonna have the time of your life. There will be days you will cancel on time you had scheduled to spend with your partner or your friends because there's a crisis, because a contract got cancelled. You all need to double up on business development. There are times where, the client is not exactly the best client that you could have onboarded. There are times where you will really be wondering, what the heck am I doing this for? Like, why am I even doing this? Why am I putting myself through this? So entrepreneurship is beautiful. Entrepreneurship is great. But like the entrepreneurship community, can we stop shaming 9-to-5ers? Like, what else? Like, this is not for everybody, and we gotta stop the thing of trying to sell the rainbows and actually tell the truth. Yeah, that was my thing today. So a girl gotta get her dreads redone to excuse the cap. But the most interesting thing, I was having a conversation about some of my posts that I recently made around entrepreneurship, and somebody asked me what I was currently investing in terms of learning and unlearning and all those things. So I currently have a coach. Like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I have a coach that I'm working with in evolving my business. And it is also something different. It's not like the online business. So if anybody, you take a look at what's happening on the outside, you'll realize that I've made shifts to my business, and I've spoken about it on a video on my YouTube or even on my podcast around the changes that I've made with my business. Because they had mindset issues. They were still being held back by those beliefs, those sets of beliefs, and they kept running around and turning in circles within the desert. A journey that should have taken a few days ended up being a 40 years journey. Now, why I like giving this example, either when I'm in a coaching session or when I'm talking to you guys is because this actually the running in circles situation that happens a lot. If you do not do the mindset work to change your mindset, you will keep running in circles. It's kind of like until when you're at school and you have to write an exam and to move into the next grade. If you don't pass the exam, you can't get into the next grade. This is the reality. This is actually what mindset is. Do you always have a reason why you can't do something? You come up with every reason under the sun as to why you cannot move forward. You probably know that you need the course, but you won't take it. You find a reason not to. You probably know you need the coaching, but you won't take it because you have a reason. But those reasons, when you look at them, are they really valid? Or are they actually just keeping you stuck in a certain situation and you are staying in that cycle? Because often those reasons are not reasons. They are not even a reality. It is primarily your subconscious self finding ways to make sure that you do not feel uncomfortable, that you do not face certain things, because that fear is often stemmed in the fear of disappointment, in the fear of failure. And then if you don't do anything about it, then you won't have to feel that you are failing. You won't have to feel that you are disappointed. Whereas when you are doing that, at the end of the day, what happens is that you still disappoint yourself and you still feel like you have failed or that you are failing yourself, and the cycle continues. So if you often find yourself in situations where you feel like that you are constantly scared of things going left, then you need to recognize that you are operating in a scarcity mindset. You want to price as high as you can, depending on the value that it is that is needed and that the people perceive that your transformation provide. Let's say, for example, you are helping somebody make money, or you are helping somebody overcome some serious issues. Depending on the value that these people place and the priority that they place those things on, that's how you are able to sell. If you are trying to sell me how to make flower arrangement, for example, somebody like me at $10,000, I might not buy. Whereas a wedding designer or an event planner who wants to be able to master this particular skill so that they are able to sell and to land better clients, then of course they would pay for it. So who are you targeting and what is it, what is the value for them is what will determine the price that you are selling at. So if you are going to be selling something, then charge high ticket, but also ensure that the people that you are positioning yourself to sell to have the finances to make the purchase. Money is infinite, so whatever I invest will come back. I believe in myself, I trust myself to make the decision because I know that I am capable. Money is made by people. Money does not make people. Money is made by people. So whatever I am choosing to invest comes back to me and more. Freedom. Remember? So literally when we are making decisions in our businesses, it's literally all about time. It's not about money necessarily. Money is just energy, it's just a tool. But the biggest thing that we care about, if you think about it, is your time. The luxury to do as you please with your time, the luxury to go on holiday, that's your time. The luxury to take time to spend with your kids, that's your time. Everything is time. So that is essentially the most important asset that you have to use, that you have to think of when you are making investment decisions. Even if you're watching this video, you are paying me with the biggest asset that you have, which is time. You will not get these 15, 20 minutes ever again. You would have used it to watch this video and it's gone. That is the biggest currency that you have at your disposal. Time. It's not money. Money is infinite. It goes and comes back. Whether you have a job or whether you have a business, think about it. The money you spent last month, you probably made the same amount of money this month or more. So money came back. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do you mimic sales conversation with your content? Here's the thing. 97% of the time, somebody's subconscious is in charge of how they make decisions, how they go about their life. So what you want to be doing is to have a conversation with their subconscious. What are the things that psychologically they would be using to make the decisions? For example, I'm an investor by psychological trait. If you haven't watched that video or listened to that video, you better check out that podcast episode. You gotta check it out. It should be in the thing. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll link it up here. I'm an investor. So by virtue of that, how I make decision is that I don't like wasting money. I wanna get a good use out of my money. So even when I'm buying clothes or I'm buying anything, I want to make sure that that is something that I will use for the longest time. So if you're trying to speak to somebody like me, which is usually also a premium buyer, you gotta speak to what are the things that I would be thinking about to ensure that my money is not wasted. And that is something that is done